Hello, I'm Aaron from UNDERØATH.
And I am Spencer from UNDERØATH, and this is what we're listening to.
Out of the caution of many,
What's the first one you're going to say?
just leave me alone. I'm so into the new 1975 record, which is so hard for some people in my life.
It's hard for me to get into. I think they're great at what they do. I respect it. It's just not my personal taste.
The record
But
is
it's tough because he loves it, and he's my best friend. And he's like, he loves it. And I'm like, man, it's so good, but it's not my kind of good. It's not what I want to listen to. But they're really good at what they're doing, so it's tough to
Here's what's
hate
wonderful
on
about
them.
that record. It's called I Like It When You Sleep, for You Are So Beautiful, Yet So Unaware. That's the name of the record. I might have misphrased a few things. Sorry.
Unaware of it.
Unaware of it. Yeah, there you go. Unaware of it. But the record is so sugary. And, all the singles are so sugary pop. But I feel like it's all a parody. Like that song, the big single, the sound. I know it all around 'cause I know the sound. In the video, they're holding up all these signs, like vapid, empty, radio pop. And it's all this derogatory stuff about themselves, and I think that is brilliant.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the songwriting is you take away all the sugar and angel dust, and it literally is
So smart. Yeah.
brilliant songwriting. So I'm really that's one record that's on my playlist now that I'm super into.
I'm really into the Neighborhood Wiped Out record. Well, both the records, but that's the newer one. So I've been listening to that one a little bit more, which is great, especially when you're on a tour that's full of loud, heavy bands. I went and saw them play live. Was super stoked. I think it's just a great record. I think it's got great lyrics, and I'm just really, really into the Neighborhood. Kind of always has
I like
been.
the Neighborhood too.
Yeah. It's I don't even call it a guilty pleasure. I call it a straight up pleasure, dude. I think it's awesome.
The 1975. The only reason I said I was guilty is because you've been shitting on me for.
I just have a hard time with the 80s sound. I'm a 90s sound guy. I'm more of a grunge guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're also been the homies 21 Pilots. That record's brilliant. I'm just going to admit it. I think
it's brilliant.
It's a brilliant record.
I
wasn't sure until I wasn't a hater, but I wasn't a firm believer until I went and saw them live, and then
Same.
I was just like,
Same.
wow.
This is before this record, before Blurryface came out. Just a few months before, I was on the road with Paramore, and we were in Australia, and 21 Pilots had flown over to open for us in for 2 weeks, and I saw the first show. And I was like, I'm in. I don't care what it is or how they're doing it. And I've known Josh for years and years and years, 10 years. And I remember him calling me a few years ago and saying, yeah, I got this band with this guy named Tyler, and it's just me and him. And I don't know if it'll work or not, but it's kind of fun. And it's the biggest band in the world right now, you know what I mean? But they came out on that tour and it was just magic live. It's just the two of them have this synergy. Awesome. And then the songs on Blurryface to me
Songs are great.
That song Fairly Local. It's so, yeah. That's another one we've been jamming quite a bit of that I love a ton.
What else we got on the playlist these days? We do a lot of older stuff though.
I love a lot of
we still throw on Alice in Chains and Nirvana.
Yeah, I love a lot of 90s music, man.
Oh, speaking of, we just talked about Filter. We were jamming them the other day. All Rage Against the Machine, the Battle of Los Angeles record. We've been rocking the shit out of that.
I even like some of the real sugary stuff from the 90s too, like Duncan Sheik and Vertical Horizon. I love all that stuff. I feel from then to now, you had to really be able to play to make music back then.
Yeah.
You had to be good at music to make music. And these days you don't have to be good at music to make music. There's computers that do amazing things.
What were we jamming more on? I'm trying to think what we've been jamming on the way to practice and late night buses that aren't the trap parties that Tim has.
Lots of hip hop going on right now. The rest of our band.
We were doing some throwbacks since we were going back to these records. We threw on that Seosin record that Cove was on. We rocked that record the other day because we were on tour with them a lot when that
That
came out.
record's
We went around
real
the world
good. If
with
you go
them.
back and listen to that record, like
we went through all the Taking Back Sunday catalog as well because those are our homies and they're making a new record right now. So we were going through each record on the way to practice, just reminiscing. Because we've been around the world with those guys as well.
I think Louder Now will be when we all die and people remember this scene. That will be the record at the top of the pile, in my opinion. Like, there is no one as classy as Adam. Like, besides Spencer, he's my very favorite frontman from our whole last decade and genre and like kind of what we've all done. I think he is the best lyricist, the best.
He's great.
He's the man.
Love him to death.
I've been listening to Noah Gunderson a lot. Do you know him at all? He's like a folk, young guy, came from the whole like heavy music scene world, but then just wrote brilliant songs. I mean, if you only had one, like an island song, like you were stuck on a deserted island, or one song.
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. I was gonna say Dazed and Confused too.
Their first record, one of the first records from what my dad told me, where the drums were actually, a lot of those old records, the drums are kind of in the back, but live, those bands, the people I've talked to, have seen like Hendrix and the Doors and even the Beatles, the drums were mixed, like rock bands are now. But Zeppelin was one of the first bands to really put the drums loud in the mix on their actual record. And Led Zeppelin won, man. Like, if you're a touring rock person or wanting to be, and you don't know Led Zeppelin's catalog front to back,
I got a book for you. A
lot of learning to do.
Listen to Dazed and Confused, and there's a book called When Giants Roam the Earth, and it's kind of an oral history of Led Zeppelin, and it talks about a lot about the production and making of those records. And everybody at the time were like, "There's no way this is gonna work. Like, this is insanity." I mean, it's a true like.
That was so heavy back.
Some dudes that were session musicians that decided to make some shit-kicking tunes because they believed in it, and it worked. Yeah. Modern music, though, I think a great song right now is The Neighborhood, the R.I.P. to My Youth track.
Yep,
lyrically, I love that song because I feel like a lot of people that listen.
The beach on that record is.
Yeah. But R.I.P. to My Youth, though, I think is like lyrically so strong because a lot of kids now, like, younger people that are into alternative music that read this magazine, like, you're at a coming of age where you're trying to